Good evening, people. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, dear people. This is Spirit Journey, and today's Wednesday, August 9th, 2023, and the time is now 9:05 p.m. Wow, I am, as you can see, the title, Beautiful Lahaina Maui in Flames. I am shocked at all this. I used to live in Hawaii, Maui, the island of Maui, in Lahaina. I live in New York City right now. I moved to Maui in 1998. It was, what was that? September. It was late September. And I rented a room right in Lahaina on Luikini Street, right about a block away from the storefront. I moved down there alone in hopes of finding work. Yes, hello, Vera. Good evening, good evening. Yes, I used to, I had found a job right on Front Street. I'm going to be showing you some footage. So hold on, let me just share my screen. Hold on, just take a few seconds. Okay, look at this here. People, I'm gonna put on mute. I mean, my senses, let me pull it back here, the beginning. I just can't believe okay, it's 9:07 p.m. New York City time. I learned about this fire in Maui, Hawaii, about 9 hours ago. It was around noontime. Yeah, I had came back home. I went for a walk. I got home around 8:30. Then I was relaxed a little bit around noontime. And it was just by chance I was going through what different videos, and it caught my attention. I'm sorry, I'm rambling again. Let me make this bigger. Yeah, I'll just show you. This is look at that. See, Hawaii, it's like this is Front Street. Let me show you that. Let me put a pause. Okay, see this, see what you see here. This is Front Street, and I used to work right there, around there. Okay, I'm just kind of stunned. I used to live and work here in Lahaina. This is the town of Lahaina. Lahaina is the tourist capital of Maui, in my opinion. This is the major hub where all the tourists go that land in the island of Maui. Yes, of course, there are other, the luxury hotels and all that. But this is where you go when you just want to, rub elbows with other tourists. You walk the streets there. It's a narrow street. As you can see, it's just a two-laner, one going north, one going south. You saw those embers. I just can't believe this. This is the waterfront. Look at this.
Of the fire, essentially the fire has managed to burn itself all the way to the water. So you can imagine what has gone on there.
Okay, I don't want to get copyright. Yeah, and see the fire. They would tell what I gather is that this was yesterday, I guess. There was a fire in Lahaina, but they said that they thought they got it under control earlier yesterday. Okay, and there was also fires in other parts of the island, but they thought they got Lahaina, that it was under control. Well, around 12:30 in the morning, which would be today, 12:30 this morning, midnight around, the fires rekindled. Look at that. All crisp, all gone. And I used to look at that. See how the island is shaped. See, it's like see the edge here, like it's a mountain. Like this is like it's like a cone. Think of it like a cone. The island is like imagine the head, and then you have the body, and then you have it connected with the neck. And Lahaina is like the face part of the island. You can think of it like that. But the top, the the cone, so you can't escape from going, on the other side of the island, directly across, because it's the mountain and valleys. And all the smoke and fire is coming from the top of the mountain and heading towards the sea. And again, it's just the road on the coast. Yes, of course, you have some roads that go upward, but it's not. But you can't escape it. And again, the roads are very narrow. It's very, very narrow. And what else I found out? There is no 911 in Lahaina, and there's no cell phone service. So the fire had rekindled early this morning around midnight, just after midnight. And the wind also, it's hurricane season. And so the wind is blowing. Look at that. And I used to live there. All there. I used to live, I'm not sure what section of Lahaina this is, but it's all like horrible. The restaurants are all located here. The whole strip where the food places. And again, I used to work several jobs there, right on Front Street. And I lived in an apartment. I rented a room and a house, I should say, in Hawaii. Let me see here. Let me show other footage here. Yeah, this one.
And they saw multiple people.
I'm sorry, I don't want to get the. And this person that's talking, he sells real estate. And look at this, a body, look at that. My God. See that? Oh my goodness. This is horrible. This is right in Lahaina, Front Street. This person is a woman. And most likely she's one of they said a total so far what they're telling us now that 6 people reported deceased. But look at this person is commented that if, I mean, one of the people talked about something like this, and that if you, like, let's say in your car, and if you open your door to try to rescue people, that you could be overcome by the thick smoke. I can't believe this. I lived just 1 or 2 blocks away from Front Street. I used to live on Louis Keeney Street, a nice quiet little street. I lived in a plantation house, and it was an old house, old house with one of those tin roof, those convoluted roof. So yeah, you when it gets really hot, you were baking in there. It's made out of wood. The structure's made out of wood, and it had that metal thing. So you really roast in there when the heat is really really strong there. Yeah, the houses in Lahaina are real old. They said some of the structures are old. What's that? Some of the structures here are 200 years old. What's it, 200 or 100 years old? At least 100 years old, at least. Made out of all wood. Look at that. I can't believe that. I can't believe this. And so they didn't even, like, the excuse is that the excuse was that they thought they had it under control, and then it rekindled. But I'm just thinking that because you had such strong winds, see, they didn't say what caused the fire. The fire started in Lahaina or around Lahaina. That's what you see right now that's burning. They didn't say what caused the fire, but what exasperated the fire were the winds, because it's hurricane season. There's a hurricane that's near there, but and plus it's very dry. It's very, very dry. Yes, and this guy that's talking, he lived, he worked in real estate. He escaped Lahaina, and he's in somewhere else right now. But I'm dumbified. I mean, Maui, Maui is known for, yeah, that's Lahaina. Everything's wood. Everything is wood. Let me see other things here. Sorry. Okay, just want to see any other things here. Let me see. Let's see this thing. Saw these commercials. Okay, it says assistant mayor. It's just blowing my mind, people. Blowing my mind. Yeah, I'm dumbified that they wouldn't evacuate, because see how the island itself, as I mentioned, it's like you can't, like, so you can only travel on the coastline, but the fire is on both sides of that road, on the water, and the north and the south side of that road, Front Street. And you either go, what was that, north or south. But if you get pinned on both sides, east and west, I mean, you're risking it. You are at risk. So I feel like, they should have just evacuated. Oh my God, they got chickens out there. See the fire in the roof. Look at that. And those look like tents. I'm just really dumbfounded. I mean, wow. And what else I noticed with this, see everything here. Okay, what else? So I'm just distracted with everything. Sorry for these commercials. Yeah, I think they should have oh, yeah, I remember I was going to say the tourists. They, like, it was around 12 o'clock on New York time that I found out about it. So it was still kind of dark in Maui, 6 hours different. And so they didn't have a lot of footage on what was going on. Yeah, this couple, the cousins, and the guy lives in Lahaina, and the lady lives up country. And yeah, he escaped. He said that it spread so fast, and there were explosions also. Let's see. What is that? Oh yeah, with the vacationers. I feel that they weren't letting the people know. See, I think there's a lot of censorship when it comes to Hawaii. They really don't want you to know what's really going on in Hawaii in general. In general, they want to make everybody feel safe and all this and that, but they don't really want you to know what's really going on because, see, they don't want people scared because Hawaii is extremely dependent on tourism. And so when I initially got the report around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock New York time, some of the tourists that you heard about, they wanted to go on a vacation thing. And it's like, wait a minute. You want to go to, you see it's a big fire and you want to go to your hotel? You get the hell out of there. See, they probably just saw a little something, right? They don't want you to really know. They don't want them to panic. They don't want these people to leave. But see now, since now it's daytime there, so all the footage on what it looks like in Lahaina and everything, the cat's out the bag. It's out. And so now they say, okay, we got to try to evacuate. They should have evacuated. They should have blocked people from coming in during the night. Evacuate the whole. They should have evacuated the whole island. How it's set up, how the shape of the island, and you get pinned because it's like, imagine two cones. You can go up on top of the cone. All the winds are pulling downward towards the edge. And it's really, you can't really escape it. And it mentioned that 12 people were forced in Lahaina to jump into the ocean. And they had some communicate. They were able at that time to communicate with authorities, because now the 911 is not working. Now 911 and the cell phones. So I guess maybe when they made the call, it was still working, but now not. I guess maybe that was early early enough in the melee. And they were rescued. All of them were rescued. I'm glad about that. I'm glad about that they got rescued, but they should have evacuated yesterday with all those winds. All of the town, Lahaina is all burnt, and it's also upcountry. It's all upcountry, part of upcountry that has the fire. So I just feel a little, I'm just really shocked about everything. It's like, I don't know, I feel that, this is the signs of the times. They even mentioned in some of the video, it's apocalyptic. Yeah, that's a understatement if you're living on Maui. It's like an apocalypse. And I used to live there. I left there 22 years ago next month. 22 years. 22 years ago, I left the island of Maui. It is a pretty place. It's a very pretty, very, very, what they show and everything. It looked like that, especially when you go to certain parts. It was really lush and everything. And again, I used to live right in Lahaina. I lived in Lahaina for 5 months. And I had several jobs on the storefront. I mean, what do you call it? The waterfront. Right on Front Street, right on the edge of the, along the coast in Lahaina. This is a Lahaina. Sorry. Can't see these commercials. Commercials, sorry about that. Yeah, see now, it's a lot of footage. Yeah, because 12 o'clock today, in the afternoon in New York, it wasn't a lot of videos. Was not a lot of videos, and for something, yeah, this is Lahaina. I used to work not far from here. It's a narrow, see that? It's a very narrow street. This is the main road, and it goes from like a north, I'm sorry, how do you go that? From west to east, okay? West to east. On these both of these sides, there's fire on both sides. And I don't understand why these people are just standing there. I can't believe it. This is where I used to work around. See the winds? Yeah, this is signs of the time. It's like I just start to feel that they know, the system knows, and they're relying on, I don't know. I don't know whether I'm just being upset, my anger is getting the best of me. But it's like, if you know that to be able to evacuate, yeah, I used to work right around there. And you're just gonna let the people stay there? I just can't figure it out. Because there's really no way to escape, because the flames could jump from both sides of that strip on Front Street. This is Lahaina is the capital of the tourists to the island of Maui. This I think is upcountry. Yeah, there's fire upcountry too. So that 6 killed, at least 6 killed. And you know, it's probably much more. I just can't believe it. And um, see, I lived in Maui for almost 3 years, and with things that are happening in New York City, I got really stressed. I'm stressed living here in New York City. I mean, I love New York City. Yeah, see, this is what Lahaina looked like. See that? It's like a little, they make it look like a little town. And I used to work right around here. Right on, you know, isn't it quaint? And I walk up and down the street here. It's beautiful. Yeah, Wyland. Yeah, this is Wyland right there to the on the left. Yeah, I worked right around here. Yeah, these are all places that, oh my God, it's just, this is what it looked like before the fire. And it's a real narrow strip. Yeah, this is what it looked like. Yeah, I know that feeling. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Thousands race to escape as fires ravage the island. I am so sorry, Maui. Well, that's the banyan tree. Yeah, this is the banyan tree. I have a photo with me and my friends. This is one of the oldest trees on the island. It's not indigenous to this island. It was planted, you know, planted here. Yes, said along the way. Oh, okay. Along the way, officials said that 150-year-old banyan tree treasured by those local tourists also is gone. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I feel awful. Wait a minute. Oh, I want to see the banyan tree again. Yeah, let me, oh, I can't believe this. This is, yeah, the banyan tree. This is the banyan tree. This is one tree. You can't see everything in this picture, but all these branches that you see, like here, this is all part of one tree. It's a whole, like it grow and then it grows its shoots and it's all over, but it's one tree. And when I lived in Lahaina, I had a job on 888 Front Street. So you would have to walk, uh, it would north, you know, along the water. I guess you'd be heading north. And I lived I used to live like 2 blocks of, oh, about 2 blocks or so. It was near the banyan tree. And I would have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I mean, leave my home. I rented a room in a house. It was just me. I went to Maui by myself to find work, and I found a job in a restaurant on Front Street. And I would have to at 5:30 in the morning. I arrived. It was late September in 1998 in September. And so it's dark at 5:30 in the morning. And I would walk past here and you hear thousands, it sounds like thousands of birds chirping away. Yeah, they'd be singing in the morning. And that's why I always remembered about Lahaina. This tree, I would have to uh, pass by every day to get to work. It'll take me a half an hour to walk to work. I felt safe. You know, no one ever bothered me walking to work. I'd be the only one on the street. And it will pass this place called the banyan tree. And also here, they have this art, people who sell their arts and crafts, but you have to have, you have to have this, it's by membership only. And it's an organization, and on the weekend, I think be on the weekends, if I remember right, they would have the people set up stuff. They have some beautiful artwork there. You know, drawing, people make jewelry or make paper and things like that. All these different types of really nice stuff. And they'll set it up nicely. And then you have the people who make the, what do you call it? The little things made out of what do you call it? The pine leaves? Not pine leaf. What do you call those flat leaves? Palm. Yeah, palm trees, and make those cute little animals, things like that out of the leaves. It was really cute. Yeah, this is the famous tree. Oh, it's a beautiful. Yeah, I do have a picture of me and my friends that were living there at the time. This is up country. Okay, that's the Lahaina. That's where, or the town where I used to work in and lived. So there's no escaping it. Because you see, it's on both sides of the streets. I feel awful. I feel awful. It's a pretty island. Let's see. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Yeah, it is as beautiful, physically. I just can't believe what I'm seeing. I lived on this island for almost 3 years. Yeah, my first residence was Lahaina, right where all that mess is. I lived near that tree. Now they say that tree is probably gone. The banyan tree. All the wildlife, they have a cat, yeah, that's Lahaina, right in Front Street. Right, I used to work right around there, not far. It's like a mile strip, maybe even more than a mile, maybe a mile and a quarter strip. The whole, yeah, the major tourist hub. You got jewelry stores, you have artwork, you have restaurants. It was a beautiful place. Expensive, yes, expensive. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear it. Yeah, yeah. So that's what Hawaii looks like. This little pit right next to the big one right there. So it's a small island. It's a small little island. See, yeah, there goes Maui. See how it's situated? It's like two domes, the big one and the small one, and you're limited where you can go. My goodness. See anything else here? Yeah, see, all this stuff is coming out now. More commercials. Sorry about these commercials. Okay. Oh, okay, just commented. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Lahaina is a very old town. It's everything's wood. Um, yeah, the probably there's 6 casualties that they have not that they know of. What about the elderly there? I mean, I've been away now for 22 years. 22 years, I can't believe it's that long. And it's what's really weird, people. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, that's Front Street. That would let me run that back. Okay, oops. Where is that now? Sorry. Okay, yeah, this is Front Street. I think this is French because of those stones there. Yeah, and people would, oh, that looks like the harbor there. Oh, this must be the pier or something. But yeah, this is, yeah, because Lahaina, this wall here, this stone wall. Yeah, it was surrounded, yeah, the part of Lahaina, it's surrounded by a wall like that. So this is Lahaina. Can't believe it. Yeah, they have schools, have elementary schools, high school. Yeah, it's a small town. It's really not big. I mean, you have a lot of tourists, but locals and stuff like that, um, it's not all that big. And again, um, after COVID, a little over a year now, um, the Lahaina was all closed. 2020, 2021, and I think part of 2022, it was closed. So here, look at that. This is people are really, yeah, it is such a horrible thing. I mean, from one trauma, the COVID, and then so we had the lockdown. People, again with the lockdown, there's no job, there's no work, no money. So last year when I was trying to find out where I wanted to move to, I just felt really pressured to move last year. Um, Sorry, look at that. They're just standing there. I hope those people got out. Look at that. They're probably all stunned. What does that say? A dangerous mix of conditions appear to have worsened the deadly wildfires engulfing the island of Maui, where a historic tourist town was devastated. Yeah, how those people got out. Yeah, they better get. I would people. Would you stay? Yeah, I'm not. I assume I don't know what part of town this is because it's dark. It almost looks like a lava, but this is a fire. Horrible. I just can't. It's really blowing my mind. It's blowing. See the escaping the fire. See it's on both sides. See that it's on both sides of that road. See that? Look at that. See, am I lying? It's on both sides of the car, and the fire can go right on that road. Unreal, unreal. And they didn't evacuate on time. They didn't evacuate on time. It's like I'm angry because it's like they don't take it really serious until it's too late. And I'm anxious right now. I'm anxious because um, ca- catastrophes are happening all over. See, this is a natural catastrophe. Well, at least, well, again, they don't know what started the fire, but what exasperated it was the strong winds, and plus it's dry. But what actually sparked the fire, they have not, they did not say yet. But like we have all types of catastrophes, and um, what's happened in New York City, we have the migrant, what they call the migrant situation. And some of the migrants are now attacking the local people. And I walk my pets every day. I try to walk them every day, but sometimes I take some time off. And I see people injecting themselves with drugs, IV drug users. I I've lived I lived here most of my life, New York City, and um, I only saw for the first time people using, IV drug users and injecting themselves right in front of it, on the street. Now they're getting more bold. I saw for the first time, I think 2021, and then uh, last week and this week, people real bold, and they don't care now, and they just it's the signs of the time. People just don't care anymore. People aren't letting other people know, hey, get out, leave. They want you to just kind of like even with 9/11. Yeah, when I moved back from Hawaii in 2001, it was about maybe 6 or 7 weeks before the 9/11 thing happened with the Twin Towers. I was able to get a job the first 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. And then when that ended, I was helping someone out who had to go to the hospital, had to get surgery. So, okay. And so I had gone 2 weeks before the 9/11 thing. Um, I went to my old job at the 7 World Trade Center to try to get my old job back. And they just had me. I wasn't allowed upstairs. It just said, leave it at the front desk. And then I walked out. Who was to know that 2 weeks later, I would see the building that I used to work in collapse, building number 7. Yeah, I don't know that place. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Oh, he's raising on. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. So it put me at an economic loss. Yeah, I left Lahaina. I left Maui for economic reasons, and there was a death in the family. I was very depressed. And I said, let me go back to New York City, regroup, pay off all my bills, and then go back to Hawaii, to Maui. That was my plan. But 9/11 happened. And when things like that happen, whether it's a natural catastrophe or by design, it puts you at an economic loss. And communications. Yeah, 9/11, there was no cell phone. Again, cell phones 22 years ago, not most people didn't have cell phones then. Most people did not. And Twin Towers held the cell phone tower. And so when it got knocked out, communication stopped. And you think when everything settles, when the smoke settles, that everybody goes back to their job. No, some people had no more homes. No homes. Instant homelessness, people. All those people now are homeless, what you see there. Instant homelessness. I remember when I had after the 9/11 thing happened. Oh, this is up country. Oh, I love up country. Oh, it's really cool and breezy. It's beautiful up country. But look at it. Yeah, you have cattle that's up there. Look at that. Yeah, it's really nice. I've been up country, cooler. Yeah, I've been up there. Oh, it's beautiful. When I was there for the 3 years, I was in Maui for 3 years. Um, there were never fires like this. I mean, we would have fires in southern Maui, and you only have one road that goes in and out of that town, and there will always be it would happen a lot, but they had it under control and everything, but. Yeah, there was never other, fire like this. Yeah, I was there for almost 3 years. No hurricanes. In January, there's floods could happen in town in Lahaina. Yeah, but yes, was going back to natural disasters or uh, those are by design. Yeah, when fires like this happen or floods that happen, you're out of commission. And you may still have to pay rent, or your bills, your phone bill. Like I had a little cell phone, and and there was some other things. And because now I couldn't get my old job back or find work, I had to call up and I begged them. I said, I don't have a job. I live right here in New York City. We had the World Trade thing. I can't get my old job back. And blah blah blah. And some of them were nice, and they pardoned my bill. Oh yeah, but not all. One of them was you never know who's on the other end of the phone. And they said, oh, you're just using that as an excuse of so you don't have to pay your bill. I can't. This what are you going to tell these people here? What are you going to tell these people here when they say I can't pay a particular bill or whatever their mortgage or a car note or their student loan? Yeah, I think it was the student loan person. They pardoned me, they put a hold on it. But there was some other bill, and she was horrible. You're really at the other person's mercy, people. Mercy, mercy, mercy is required at this, times like this. Anything could happen. Anything. The bills don't stop because of these things. It keeps on going, and everybody starts to panic. You have let's say your landlord, but your landlord has his mortgage to pay, and so on and so on, and everybody's panicking. It's a horrible situation. And also around the time of right after 3 months after 9/11, I became homeless, and I had to go to a shelter. Guess what they said at the shelter? And here I'm a veteran of the United States. Navy, and it was a woman from Cuba, a real hater she was. And she said, if you don't get a job at the end of the month, you're out of here. You're out of here. She went, oh my God, I couldn't believe this. Yeah. So when you know where I got a job at? Across the street from 9/11. Yeah, and I got sick. I got sick there. I got about maybe 4 weeks into the job, I developed these lumps in my neck, people. Had flu-like symptoms. And then it cleared up because I couldn't go to work. And then it cleared up, and then I went back to work, and then the same thing happened again. I got laid off, but maybe it was a blessing in disguise because anything could have happened, you know. But yeah, this is Front Street. This is all Front Street where I used to work. All Front Street. Yeah, this is yeah. That's the wall. Okay, that's the pier. Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, this is all like Front Street. Well, the banyan tree. Yeah, let me wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That's the banyan tree. See that, people? This is the banyan tree. Yeah, there's another. Yeah, this is the other. Okay, it's still standing. But yeah, this is the famous banyan tree that I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, I used to live maybe 2 blocks away from this tree. The famous banyan tree. They hold a lot of, art fairs there, and people go under the shade. Oh, it was really nice. And I would have to leave early in the morning, at 5:30 in the morning when I lived and worked down there, to go to my job. And you would hear the birds singing. The birds congregate there, and it'd be real loud. But I love the sound. Yeah, it was beautiful. Oh, the banyan tree. My God, this is the famous banyan tree. That's all one tree. All one tree. I live right 2 blocks away from there. This is the heart of Lahaina. Look at that. Goodness, let's go back there again. This is where I used to live, about 2 blocks away from there. Because I was the tree. Look at that. Yeah, that's all Front Street. Unreal. Oh my God, those are where all the stores were. See, you can see through because of the unreal. Unreal. I can't believe it. It's all hollowed out. I can't believe this. That's the banyan tree. Oh my God. Yeah. I used to live about 2 blocks away from there. Oh God. That could be the school. Unreal. Yeah, it was, earlier today, around 12 o'clock New York time in the afternoon. That's when I first learned about the fires. See, now the news is coming out. So you can't hide it anymore. Yeah, Hawaii is like really something about Hawaii. They like to hide a lot of the news. They still want tourism. They wanted tourism. They didn't want people to panic. And so they downplayed they didn't want the news to get out. It's probably worse than they really want you to know. Awful, awful, awful. Yeah, they should evacuate the whole island because how it's designed and the nature of the buildings, all wood. Yeah, that's all there used to work. Yeah, they've been showing that couple a lot. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't make sense. They should have evacuated that whole town. Oh, that's where brother. Yeah, and there's no 911 service, and all the cell phones are down in Lahaina, so there's no communication. And I'm wondering whether, I mean, see, they don't know what caused the initial fire in Lahaina. They don't know what initially started it. Yeah, it's real. People, this is a weird feeling for me. It's a weird feeling because when it's a place where you used to live and work. I lived in the town of Lahaina for about 5 months. I lived there for about 5 months and then I relocated to another part of town. Let's see here. Let's see here. Probably more commercial, sorry about that. Yeah, Kahului, that's the major airport that's on the, like if you imagine Maui, you have the head, the face is where Lahaina is, and then the back of the neck is Kahului, where the airport is. All these people, they should evacuate. Earlier today, when I first got the news, the people, the tourists wanted to get to their hotels. See, that's what I mean. They were downplaying the seriousness of it because, see, they didn't want the word to get, it makes me feel as if they didn't want the officials didn't want the word to get out that it was that dangerous. Because they don't want to frighten the people, because, see, they still want the tourism. Maui's industry is heavily tourism. And why I say it like that, but that they didn't want to so-called alarm the people. That means the tourists don't know. They didn't want the tourists to know how bad it was. And that's why the tourists say we want to get to our hotel. Look at this. You think that they would want to go to their hotel if they saw pictures like this? Earlier today, they didn't have all this footage that you see now. Yeah, that is around 12 o'clock New York time. It's about a 6 hour difference. It's New York is 6 hours ahead of Hawaii. They didn't want the tourists to know how bad it was. They should have immediately had the people to send them back. Send them back where they it's just awful. Awful. It's like making something that's bad, make it even worse. Get those people out of there. Put them on a boat or something. Put them on another island. It's that the flames could just ravage the airport too. Because, see, where Kahului is, it's like at the neck portion of the island. You got the head and you got the body. Well, Kahului is where most of the people, if I remember right, is where most of the people, the locals and everything live. And is where the major airport is. And the fire is what we're near where the shoulders are. And it could just go up the hill. And it could trap the people in Kahului and Wailuku. There are two major cities around there. The Kahului, where the airport is, and Wailuku. And I think there is some fires also in Wailuku. It could have been. I could be wrong. Rather. From bad to worse. What's really weird about all this for me is that, there was, my seeing the people in New York City where I live doing heroin in the street, openly injecting themselves with heroin. I mean, the tourists are back, but you have more homeless. You even have, I'm not going to say that. You have even more people from other states coming into New York City to do their drugs. People are so stressed out here. Even though you still have a lot of tourism now, but you have a lot of homelessness. And on top of it, the migrants. And the migrants now are starting to attack the local people. And I live 1 block away from where the homeless shelter is of some of the what they call migrant workers. So I was looking into where I could move again the past 2 weeks. And I was considering even moving back to Maui. Yeah, early this year, I did check Hawaii again and made my phone calls. And they said, don't come. They said, housing, there's less housing and housing is scarce and it's too expensive. Everything went up. Everything went up. They said it's not worth it. Don't come. Yeah, that's what they told me. This was maybe March of this year. It's August now. Yeah, that's what they told me. Yeah, March. Yeah, not March, May. I'm sorry, I said March. I meant to say May. May of this year, 2023. Yeah, I was scouting around where I could relocate again because things here in New York City is very, very, it's just they're trying to use the race card here. That's how they do New York City. So it's just trying to frighten people and trying to get riots happening here. Don't fall for it. See, you have natural disasters and then you have the man-made ones. But what I'm afraid of, seeing this happen here in Maui, what if something like, a fire happened in New York City? What I want to do tomorrow morning, people, after seeing this, and I thought about it before, months ago, I thought about it. With the COVID, I asked myself, what if something happens and I have to leave New York? I made mention of this some time ago. If I have to flee New York City, I found out that like we have what's called the Port Authority. It's a bus system, a bus that goes to different parts of New York, away from the city. Did you know pets are not allowed? Even if you have them in a crate, no pets are allowed on the bus. I don't have a car. So my seeing this, I'm going to call. I'm not sure whether it's 311 or 411, but either whatever which number it is, I better call tomorrow morning and find out what where I go, where can I go if I have to be evacuated, and for pets, if you have pets, how do you get your dogs out? These are important things to know ahead of time. Looking at this, I mean, it's not a lot of people with dogs out there. Okay. Oh God, look at that. All that's where I used to, all there. That's Lahaina. That is all what you see there, Lahaina. And it's up in smoke. What about people here? What if you're elderly or you're physically handicapped? How the hell are you going to get out of there? They don't have buses there. That's another thing with Maui. They don't have a bus system. They don't have it. So if you don't have a car, and again, everything's more expensive in Hawaii. Many times, it's the most expensive state to live in. Yeah, I was forced to leave for economic, and there was a death in the family. I said, let me regroup, come back in 2 years, and then 9/11 happened. Yep, it's horrible. But again, where, you have to think, what if you don't have a car? How do you get out of a city like this? How do you get out? God, it's just yeah. I mean, this would take them years to recuperate. Something is telling me, people, this is all um I don't think it's just by happenstance. I mean, it's just people call it climate change. I call it engineering. They have devices that could alter weather patterns. They could cause a drought and they could cause rain. I don't believe in climate change. I believe in social engineering and people deliberately manipulating the weather. Because it's like, why now? Why is this happening now? Why? It's like all these are in thousands. There'd be all these people here. Instant homelessness. Instant. These people were probably. I mean, there's no housing in Hawaii anyway. I mean, um, it is such a scarcity, the housing there on the island, and if you do find housing, it's expensive. Where are these people going to live? So I feel that it's like it's going to, you have to relocate these people. The whole thing. Look at this. This is Lahaina, where I used to live. I used to live and work in town. I lived and worked in town for 5 months. And when I first arrived, I did not have the car. I got the car. I leased a truck. Yeah, I'm glad that they're filming. You have to film. See, they may not want you to know what's going on. Yeah, let them know. Let it out. Let the you know. And again, there's no 911 or cell phone service in Lahaina, in this town. Look, it's a mile. Look at that. It would take years and years, all these houses. Look at that. Man, this is the first time I'm seeing this part of the film. I mean, yeah, this particular person, let me put it back. Sorry. I've seen their footage, but they only showed a small clip. This one, they have looks like got the whole clip. Yeah, this is the town of Lahaina, and all these people are now homeless. What about the food? That's another thing with Hawaii. You know, the food is all imported. When I was there, one lemon, I left there 22 years ago. One lemon cost me 75 cents. And I don't believe in eating processed food. I was losing so much weight. The stress got to me so badly. Yeah, the money when you don't have enough money for food. I mean, I ate every day, but real lean, and I was losing weight. A co-worker noticed I was losing weight. She bought me some chicken. Yeah, it's really something. Yeah, she was harassing me, and then all the stress, being harassed, and then she started feeling guilty and bought me some chicken. Yet this happened. That happened to me, people. It'd be interesting if she's still living on that island. Uh, but yeah, um, yeah, the food, they don't have a lot of produce in Hawaii. Not a lot of produce. And if you do find produce, it is so expensive. So a lot of people there, they eat spam, ham, and white rice. And they have an obesity problem there. See, they hide that fact. And they hide the fact that the health of the people are horrible. They want you to think that everybody in Hawaii is pretty, got long flowing hair. There's an obesity problem, a lot of sickness too, a lot of cancer, a lot of cancer there. So here, look, Hawaii is an attractive place, the natural environment. But oh God, this is really, really. It's like I think the system wants to study how what people's behavior is during a crisis like this, and it's like I'm afraid to find out who. Yeah, I I just think it's so sad. This is really really. I mean, Hawaii is the the diamond of luxury and well. I mean, it's an expensive. I mean, it's an expensive area. You know, Hawaii in general. Um, but it's expensive and they don't have a lot of food. So how are these people now? They have the plant, what do you call it, pineapple. They grow pineapple there. Yeah, it's a lot of plantations. They used to have sugar. I think they phased out the sugar cane. And that's in another part of town, but near Lahaina, the pineapples. So that industry is hampered now. Where are the people going to get the food? All the smoke is going to take time for the smoke to clear. You can still have fires starting other parts of the island. These people are going to need food to eat. Yeah, so um, yeah, it's they're probably going to have like camps, tents, tent cities. They're going to, it's, oh God. How, I mean, look at Katrina. Remember that in 2005, they had that hurricane that hit Louisiana and the neighboring states, and those people were stranded. And I met someone from there, and they had to escape. The place got all destroyed. Got all destroyed, and he's forced to move to New York. First, he moved to Texas, then he moved to New York. Yeah, they didn't rebuild for him to move back just because they might have repaired some things in Louisiana. But again, they're not going to build places for the poor. This guy that I met, he's one of the poor. Yeah, you might be permanently displaced. Many of these people in Hawaii, the what they call the locals, the indigenous people, I mean, people have to like multiple, how do you call it? Families have to like live together. Lot, people have to like share and just try to survive. It's really expensive. I don't know how the Main Street people there live. It is so expensive. It is so everything. So expensive. So I think with that, these people would either have, what could happen with the poor that live in Hawaii, Lahaina and all that, they could move them, force them to live on the mainland, like California, the West Coast in the US. I mean, when I think about it, these are whole towns. Lahaina was a very, very major city. This is all Lahaina. The major industry of tourism, the whole strip you see there are all tourism. And yes, you have homes, they're plantation homes. Many of these homes are plantation homes over 100 years old. Some of the storefronts, it says, might be close to 200 years old. Wow. Yeah, it's real old structure. Even when I was there, it looked real old. And they can use this crisis and relocate the people to live on the mainland. Wow. This is something, people. Let's see here. Yeah, that's Lahaina, all there. I used to work right around there. This is awful. Let me move this thing here. They probably didn't shop these people. They're just standing there. They better get out of there. Who are those people? And they showed a body in the street earlier in this live stream. There was a body in the street of a woman. Shocking. 709 Front Street. And this is up. Yeah, I used to work at 888 Front Street. So this is just a couple of doors going north. Yeah, I was on 888 Front Street. That was 709. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it just hit it so close to home. The signs of the time. People, I think we all got to do some serious praying for protection. When I leave every morning to walk my dogs, I I pray over myself, my dogs, a prayer of protection. Pray, pray, pray and ask for your Creator to protect you in all your ways. These are signs of the time. And I believe it's by design. I'm putting it out there. I think a lot of these things that we see is by design. They have technologies that could alter weather patterns, but they want to call it climate change. I don't think it's climate change, it's social engineering. Oh God, I can't believe this. I can't believe I used to walk up and down that street. Look at it. Look at this. It's horrendous. Horrible. Yeah, tomorrow morning, all things willing, I want to call up my uh information and ask the city, the local government, of my town in case of a disaster or some, because I have my 3 little dogs. If I need to evacuate, where, what transportation accepts dogs? The Port Authority does not accept dogs. A couple of years ago, I had I wanted to take a little afternoon trip, take the bus. It's like an hour and a half ride up north. Have my little dog in their little carrying case, and I was about to enter the bus, and they said, "What's in your bag?" I said, "Oh, my dog. Oh, no pets allowed." I couldn't believe it. What if it's an evacuation? People, you better start asking. Start asking. Look at that fire on both sides of the street, of the road. You better ask tomorrow morning. Ask them. In case of an emergency, if you have to leave your town, what transportation could you take that accepts pets in a carrying case? I feel like I'm stuck here. That's where the panicking starts to happen with me, people. I live right in the heart of New York City. And last year when I wanted to take a little trip. No, it wasn't last year. It was maybe 3 years ago. Just want to take a little trip. No dogs. No pets. Not dogs. No pets. Where do you go? Where do you go? Yeah, this is all happening for a reason. They want to shake humanity. But let's take back our humanity. Let us stand firm of our humanity. Take back our power. Don't let the system try to scare you through natural disaster, through race baiting, through political parties, all to divide and to confuse, to destroy us all. Let's say no to these manipulators, say no to them, and to hold on strong your humanity. Hold on to your friends and families of the heart. If we stand together, we will survive together. Let us stand strong in our hour of need. We are the winner. We are the true winner. We are the winner. Humanity. Let's keep our humanity, people. Okay? Let me just gonna stop sharing that screen. Okay. Yeah, I know I said a lot of things, people, and I hope if I offended anybody with anything that I said, I don't wish to offend anybody with the things that I shared. I mean, I used to live there in Lahaina, Maui. I lived there in town for 5 months. I lived on the island for almost 3 years, but I lived in the town of Lahaina. Sorry, I lived in the town of Lahaina for 5 months. I lived and worked there, not far from all what you saw there. And how you could, they know how it's set up. They know that when the fire, boom, how are you going to get those people out? And they kept them there. Not everybody could afford a car. So you had tourists there. They said, hey, I want to get to my hotel. They weren't really telling the people this is a major fire. We got to evacuate they should evacuate that whole island, Maui. Evacuate. Because there could be a flash fires happening all over. And there's no food. They don't have an agricultural system that can sustain the population. They don't have it. Yeah, I know they'll be able to rebuild Maui. Yeah, they will be able to rebuild that island. But it's going to take many years, people. And with that, jobs. The locals will be forced to leave the island. I'm afraid they may be forced to leave that island, go to one of the neighboring islands, or they most likely would go to the West Coast. Yeah, many of the locals that live in Hawaii, when they get what they call island fever, they, in general, move to like Washington State. For whatever reason, they like Washington and Alaska. Yeah, that's where many of them go. Yep. But we see what's happening in Washington State and all along there. Things, things affect each other. Things are affecting one another. But as I said, we can beat this, people. We must beat this. We must stand strong. We can do it together through prayer and tapping into our humanity and stop accepting the garbage that they're giving us. Use common sense. If you see a situation, leave. Don't, like with 9/11, they told the people to stay in that building. And that's why so many people died. Because they say, oh, go back. No, get the hell out. Get out. Use common sense. Yes, brother. Yes, my condolences to the people that lost lives there. I mean, I'm dumbfounded about everything that's happening. I'm dumbfounded about all this. My town that I used to live and work there. Yeah, this is This is just the tip of the iceberg, in my opinion. This is the tip of the iceberg. What is happening in Maui is going to be like the, ah, I don't know how you say this, but it's like a, like the standard. What's happening there is going to happen other places. Father, we're going to beat all this, people. We are going to rise to the top. It might take a while, but we're going to get there. Again, my condolences to those who lost friends or family there on Maui. And also Big Island too is on fire. Some fires are there too. Yes, my condolences. Yes, peace and love to you, Maui, Hawaii. Yeah, you are a beautiful island and you're gonna come out on top. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. It might take a while, but you're gonna come out stronger and stronger. The people there are very resourceful and they do help one another. Peace and love to you, Maui, Hawaii. May you come out strong. Yes. So that's all I'm going to share right now. I just had to get this off my chest. Yes, I loved Lahaina. Oh, it's beautiful. And the banyan tree, such a beautiful, it was a cute little town. But you're going to come out stronger, okay? Peace and love to you and to the planet. We're going to make it, all of us. Take care. Bye-bye.